Hello everyone, this is Charles from Louisiana on the road. Today we are at the Rural Life Museum here in Baton Rouge. Now this, to me, has always been a very underrated place if you like history, especially Louisiana history. Looks like we have some columns here from a library that was at LSU. A little bit of the history on this place. It was owned by a couple on quite a bit of land right off of Interstate 10 here. We're all masked up, ready to go in. Head on outside here. You can already see some of the rustic farm equipment. And the buildings as well. Excuse me, I have to adjust something here. Now there was a Burden family owned quite a bit of land off Interstate 10, just as you're coming into Baton Rouge. And they were quite the collectors. Everything on this property, indoors and out, has some historical significance or historical place here in Louisiana. Louisiana, I say both. But still, I've always thought it was a very underrated place. This is going to be in two parts. Today, or right now, I'm doing the first part, the little village, if you will. Every single building that you see was brought from another place here in Louisiana to this property. And I've always thought it was really cool. I believe they filmed a movie out here a few years ago. In fact, I do know that they did. I came out here one time, and the parking lot was just filled with those trailers that they use in the film industry. I see this house, dog trot house, is from 1863. It was once located in Rapides Parish. Well, you can smell how old this is. It's almost like you can smell the history. I don't know how well this is coming out. Yeah, it gives you some idea of what things were like. Anyway, the second part, which I'm going to post at a later date, let's look over here first. Oh yeah. Anyway, the other part I'm going to post at a later date will be indoors, and they have all kinds of farm implements and carriages and hearses and coffins, if you will, funeral tools and farm tools and everything that it took to live back in the day. Like somebody's doing some weed eating. I guess I'll go the other way and come back around. I don't want to get in his way. He's busy working. Now what we have over here to our right coming up, I believe that is an old jail. We'll see in just a minute, but it's been a year or so since I've been out here, and even then I wasn't really paying that much attention to some of the things out here, but I believe that used to be a jail. Sure is. Oak Ridge Jail, 1850. Pre-Civil War wooden jail. If this was the office here, ooh, they got shackles on the wall. Ball and chain. And this looks like the jail cell itself. Not too many accommodations. Looks like you got a sleeping pad and a chamber pot. And over here, I know, is a blacksmith shop. I remember this. Well, the first year we came out here in the early 2000s, when my son and my daughter were both still young and in school. We came out here one time, and there was an actual blacksmith out here working on some tools and maybe horseshoes. I don't remember, but it was really cool to see that sort of thing in action. Yeah, this is an old blacksmith shop. Come over here. If I remember correctly, these are actual slave quarters taken from one of the plantations. One of the darker periods of America's history. Yeah, that's what that is. From the Wellham plantation. I haven't heard of that place before. But no matter. I still haven't learned about the history here. But again, very sparse. This old well. Yeah. I think they just bricked that up. And these are more slave cabins over here on both sides. I think this is going to be the overseer's cabin here. These old millstones you see around here, I think that's a nice touch. And then that old hitching post. Yep, this is an overseer's cabin. Another from Wellham Plantation in St. James Parish. Yep. Well, that one goes even further back. Can't go in though. That's all right. Okay. I'm glad I brought my big hat today. The sun is really bright. Big pot there. I'm guessing they use that to make syrup with. Maybe. I'm not sure. I always thought this was kind of cool looking. It's a water cistern, apparently. But yeah, I thought that was kind of neat. No, I'm not going to go over that. That's a shortcut. Up and over stairs. If you come out here, this place is just off Essen Lane, off of I-10. As you're heading to Baton Rouge from like New Orleans, you take the Essen exit, go underneath the freeway, and it's maybe about 1/10 of a mile on the right-hand side, not very far at all. It's at a intersection with a traffic light, and it's well marked. You should be able to find it with no problem. Yeah, now this is the commissary. Another building from the Wellham Plantation. They got it set up where it's very, I guess, well equipped for back in the day. Oh, I'm not sure. We got one of the doors closed, but that's okay. A little cash register. I think they have their goods up there on the shelf. Syrup, Longwood Plantation syrup. And they've got a little post office here as well. It's kind of cool. Potbelly stove, fabric, loose boards. Look at this crockery. Old farm tools. I think that right there is where they used to keep pigeons. Move over here and see what it says. Yeah. Pigeon, I guess, cote. That's how it's pronounced. I don't know. Mound place. Very interesting. Mound plantation. Now this is where the old church is. They still use it. You know, they have, you know, special events and weddings and that sort of thing. It was very, very rustic, very quaint. College Point, Louisiana. They used it until the 1960s. Wow. Even then, that was old. We got the windows painted. Old piano. Where the minister sat and stood and delivered his sermon. Just depending on which way he felt what the congregation needed to hear. Well, I wanted to show the cemetery. It's not a real cemetery, it's just set up like one, like it was back in the day, what it really looked like. I may have some pictures. I don't really want to go over there and get in that fella's way. He's busy working over there. So we'll stop off at this other cabin. When we first came out here, we walked by this other cabin. We didn't look inside, but let's take a look, and that'll be it for this video. Again, this is the Rural Life Museum. I believe it's owned and operated by LSU. Lived in this cabin until 1960. Wow. Early to mid 1800s. Wow. Yeah, from 1810. I don't know if you can read that. Looks like when they painted it, they used water-soluble paint. It didn't really stay that well. A little ladder to get up into the, I guess, had a little sleeping area up there as well. Well, we finished with that. I do believe that's going to be all of the outdoors. Wanted to spend a little more time outside here, but I got another thing to film inside the building, and then I got to go pick up my daughter from work, and then she has something she needs to go to after that. So I will be posting this hopefully within the next week or so. I got another video that I will have posted, of course, and then this one probably won't be until another week or so. So until then, this is Louisiana on the road, and I will see you next time.